Hey there, and welcome back to the Virtual Cafe for another coffee convo about business finances. I'm your host, Kerry Zarb, and I am joined by Kim White. We invite you to join us at our table with your favourite brew. Let's pull up our chairs and get into today's episode. Come on, let's go. It's coffee time.
So Kim, I'm back in the virtual cafe with you, which is super exciting. Still got this dilemma about the coffee and the hot chocolate.
Still got it going on, Kerry.
I do. I'm just going to have to stop being such a sook about it and suck it up and just have both, right?
I think both is the best answer.
And Kim, we're back for another conversation about debunking our business finances. And today's has got a little bit of extra spice about it.
It most definitely does, Kerry.
So Kim, tell me, from all your years of experience, can I just offer more services and make more money?
Kerry, this is going to get spicy because probably no one's going to want to hear this.
That is why we're here, Kim. That is the purpose of this conversation.
I know that you and I both have witnessed a lot of people thinking that that's a good solution when they need to make more money is just start doing all kinds of things. But Kerry, I have never seen that work.
Well, Kim, I'm actually curious because you know what just came to my mind? I've not seen it work either. However, there are many places out there, and when I say places, there's theories out there that when you need more money, you go and get another job. And if you need more money, you get another job. There's people in the world that work multiple jobs, Kim, for the same purpose, for the same reason, to make more money, to make ends meet, to get further in life, whatever their circumstances are. So I wonder if that then translates to our entrepreneurial brain of, well, if I needed more money and I had a job, I'd get another job. So if I've got this service, can't I just sell another service and I'll make more money? And then if I have another service, I'll make more money. Isn't that maybe some of the theory behind it, Kim?
It may be, Kerry. That may be where it comes from. I feel like this is one of those, I want to tread very lightly on this because I do think that when you're doing a business and your clients or your customers come to you with something you can solve a problem for them, I think that's one way to consider adding something else. But when you are doing something that nobody's buying and then you decide to multiply that, you're actually creating more like problems for yourself without figuring out what the real problem is. So like, I don't want to get too spicy, Kerry, because I know this is that we're talking finances, but I think it goes possibly deeper than even the finances sometimes when you're not getting enough money, that we just make bad choices rather than seeing what the real problem with the money issue is. We like to slap band-aids on. A band-aid may be, let me just add 12 more things to my list that I already can't get done, but let me add some more mess.
Well, Kim, I'm picking up what you're putting down here in the virtual cafe because I feel like we could continue this conversation in the Buckets and Boom Gates studio in a future episode. So maybe that's on the cards, Kim. However, when we come back to the business finances, sometimes we haven't identified in our money what's coming in, what's going out, and we panic. I feel like the undertone to this conversation is that panic we feel with our finances, maybe because we don't know the numbers, maybe because they're not telling us what we want to hear, maybe we've had unrealistic expectations and we're putting extra pressure on our business finances. And then I also can't help but feel that there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there that are looking at their business and looking at the makeup and looking at the money coming in and out, and it's just not adding up, Kim. It's just not making sense for whatever, any of those reasons. For whatever reason, it's not working. It's simply not working. We have a goal that we need to meet with our finances. Could be based on our life, could be based on the fact that we're all in on our business and we're all in on our business finances, but it's just not giving us the results that we want. So our default is to go, it's a little bit of fight or flight, Kim, and we think we need to layer up to fix the business finances. However, I want to challenge those tuning in. Are your finances really broken that you need to take these drastic measures? Is it the conversation we're going to have in Buckets and Boom Gates about the thing that you're selling? Or is it simply maybe we've got too many expenses, Kim? Maybe we've got unrealistic expectations of what that business is going to perform financially for us? Should we be all in this business at this point in time in our life? How is this all coming together in the numbers to give us the results that we're looking for?
In being able to take those risks, Kerry, of doing something new or adding something new really does need to be considered or filtered through what is going right and what's going wrong in the money part of it. And that's not for most of us, Kerry. I know you love the digit. Most of us, that is not the fun place to play. We like the other side of it, to do the other things we consider fun. But in order to do those things, if we don't have this part addressed, Kerry, I think we can cause a lot of harm to us by stress, and a lot of harm to our business by not knowing what to offer and what not to offer based on, because I will give an example, Kerry, from me. I think I can offer something else for super cheap because I've never counted the cost of it. I don't count my time. I can get into that space of, well, I can do that. I can do that too. And I can do that. And I think that's a dangerous place, because we can get I can do that and then end up we're paying everybody else to work for them. That's not the way business should work. Let's just say that. Not the way to make money in business.
I agree, Kim, and I'll confess that I've had a bit of let's call it a spreadsheet debunking day today. Of all days prior to this recording, I have been debunking the digits on a spreadsheet, and I love that. You're right, Kim. That is a little safe haven for myself to get really engrossed in those numbers and pull them apart and put them back together again. To me, it's kind of like playing with Lego. However, I've got something I want to be doing in Canva at the moment. And no word of a lie, I said to my husband, I've got to do this, but I really want to be doing that. I want to go and play, and I want to be creative and a little bit artistic in Canva today, but I need to do these numbers. They need to be done. It's not a question. And yes, I have a little bit of fun in the spreadsheet. There is that. However, at the same time, the brain is wanting to go and play over there. So for all of those people out there that don't like the digits, I get it. I really do understand, because I was so tempted to jump ship and hop into Canva today. I really, really was. However, I know the importance of those numbers, and I know what they're going to deliver once they've been unpacked and put back together. And yeah, I love the digits, Kim. I confess, I do. I can't help it.
I like when the digits are working, Kerry. I'm not crazy about this stuff like you are, but I will say I like when they're working, because then if I decide to pivot in what I'm doing, or if I decide to add another service, if I decide to do something in a different way, whatever it is, I feel like I am, you just said layered up. I like that term. I feel like I am ready to do that when I know my numbers instead of just guessing. I don't know. You probably are just fine with it, Kerry, but I'm going to say most of us, when we guess at our numbers, we can get ourselves into trouble in such a hurry. Such a hurry.
Kim, I don't guess with the numbers either. Hence why I've been playing in that spreadsheet today, because I need the answers and I know how to get there, and I can picture it in my mind, but I've got to unpack it too. I have to spend the time on it when it's needed in those circumstances, because I'm terrible, Kim. I run out of fingers and toes. I need to pull out calculators, and the amount of times silly things go on spreadsheets for me, because once I spreadsheet it, it makes sense compared to, I don't know where the brain goes, Kim, 25 plus 12 minus 7 equals, I'm in trouble, Kim. I'm in trouble if I'm trying to do all that in my head. So having that spreadsheet to lean on and put that stuff in and save it, because you never know when you're going to come back to those numbers, and perhaps, the spreadsheet you've got today is a one-off, but in 12 months' time, if you need to do all that stuff again, magic. Here, the angels, Kim, there they are, because you've got something to lean on. You've been there and done that before. So it sounds yucky and it sounds hard, and I completely get it. But once you get the wheels in motion and you start working on the digits, you get more comfortable. It starts to make more sense, and it takes away the guesswork. Spot on, Kim.
I love it when we're like loaded for bear, as we call it, Kerry, here. Like we're ready for whatever comes because we have those numbers ready. We have the understanding. I just love it. And Kerry, thank you for guiding all of us into getting comfortable with those digits and learning what they mean so that we know whether what we're about to do is going to be a good plan or not, Kerry.
Well, Kim, I have to add, I have faith in everyone and their digits. I know it's possible, and I know it's not easy, and I know it doesn't feel great all the time, but if we just do a little bit at a time, tiny bits at a time, little bite-sized pieces, we can get there.
Thank you, Kerry, for believing in all of us.
Always. Well, Kim, thank you for hanging out with me in the virtual cafe. I think we better consume our coffees. I'm sorry, I got rid of the paper straw from last week. It just wasn't working for me, so that went out the window, not literally. And I will see you next week.
Thank you, Kerry. Bye.
Bye, Kim.
Thanks for joining us in the Virtual Cafe. You can follow the show to be notified of future episodes, and if you're enjoying this podcast, we encourage you to leave a rating or personal review. Until next time, happy biz beans to you. No beans were harmed during the production of this podcast. Information contained in this podcast should be taken as general advice only, and your personal circumstances have not been taken into account. It is recommended that you seek financial advice from a professional who is licensed to do so. If you choose to act upon the general advice shared, you do so at your own risk.